Well, I'm an attorney who charges clients on subscription. It's one of those things where it's just descriptive of what it is. And having hosted a show with a lot of lawyers using subscriptions, I can tell you there are a lot better niche brands than the subscription attorney. It's very broad. It is lazy because it is easy, because you just track your time, but it's also not easy. So yes, it's a lazy business model. There's always the issue of overscoping and underscoping.
Welcome, everyone. Excited to be joined here today with Mathew Kerbis, the subscription attorney. So I became aware of Mathew a few years ago as a subscription attorney, been following his work. And then most recently, I became aware of him. I came across his legal AI live show on LinkedIn. So excited to have Mathew here today. I think the problem a lot of these hourly guys are dealing with is now with AI coming in. Now I'm finally seeing how I can be more efficient. How do I turn that around to my clients if I'm on a billable model? So for anyone that doesn't know you, tell us what it means to be the subscription attorney and tell us what your practice looks like today.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having me. And I'll tell you what, just a lot of it is shouting out into the void. And, the only people I sometimes talk to are the folks on the panel or on the pod or the occasional commenter. So, lawyers, we're lurkers. We don't like to comment and participate. So I really appreciate you reaching out. So what does it mean to be the subscription attorney? Well, I'm an attorney who charges clients on subscription. I mean, it's one of those things where it's just descriptive of what it is. And having hosted a show with a lot of lawyers using subscriptions, I can tell you there are a lot better niche brands than the subscription attorney. It's very broad, but in any event, it's memorable and people remember me. But in addition to practicing law, leveraging the subscription model as a fractional GC in Illinois, I also have a podcast where I talk about it. I also have a legal tech company where I help other lawyers do it. I used to do one-on-one coaching, but that was too hard. So I had to start a company, a tech company that helped other lawyers do it too. It's been great. I've been practicing for over a decade, and for over 4 years now, I've had this moniker of the subscription attorney.
Yeah. So what problem were you trying to solve for yourself and for clients when you moved away from the billable hour?
Gosh, so many problems. Do you have 3 hours? No.
Yeah, I'm with you. I agree. That's why I was drawn to you in the beginning, because as an estate planner, I've been on flat fees against the hourly model. So you preach the same thing too. Yeah,
and I'm really glad you brought up the flat fee of it all, because flat fee's been around before the billable hour. It'll be around after the billable hour. But one of the reasons why I think flat fee wasn't able to supplant the billable hour is there's always the issue of overscoping and underscoping. If you are still tracking your time, but even if you're not, there's still this idea of, I won or I lost on that one fixed fee thing, because it either took longer or it took less amount of time. And one of the things that I will educate folks on with the subscription model is it doesn't 100% solve the underscoping, overscoping problem. It helps alleviate that underpinning, hey, give me the shadow bill, or how long did this actually take sort of conversation, because you're looking at it as an ongoing relationship. And there might be fixed points in that ongoing relationship where you're going to do a little bit more work, so their monthly subscription goes up, or there's an additional fixed fee on top of their monthly subscription, right? But you're thinking about the relationship longer term. And so this whole did I win, did I lose thing doesn't matter as much. And when you look at the portfolio of all your clients, or for this one client that's on subscription, there will be times where you spend more time on certain things. There will be time when you spend less time on certain things, but it all sort of balances out in the long run. And for the lawyer and for the client, it aligns incentives, because now as the lawyer, I'm always incentivized to try to adopt technology, adopt efficiencies, be more streamlined in my practice. And that doesn't just mean things take less time, but it usually means clients are happier because things are getting to them faster, and oftentimes better, because when we adopt automation tools and AI and we leverage them the right way, we make fewer mistakes and we get results faster. And that always, almost, unless you're in insurance defense, is better for the client, or foreclosure defense, because you got to keep that train going too. So there are exceptions, but usually the client's happier if you get things done faster.
I like how you said the shadow bill. Estate planning, it's been flat fees for a long time. I also do the trust administration and probate, and that's where we do flat fees there. And that's where traditionally it's been kind of hourly. And the way I've approached it and talking to other attorneys is, like I said, overscope and underscope too. That's part of the challenge. It's a little bit harder to come up with these fee structures. Like the billable hours, it's just lazy, huh? It's just we'll see how long it takes.
You're right. It is lazy because it is easy, because you just track your time. But it's also not easy because you could be, if you're already lazy and you just want to, your business model is just how long did it take? You're also going to be lazy and you're not going to do a good job tracking your time. You're not going to do a good job invoicing. You're not going to do a good job collecting. You're going to have a dispute over whether or not that amount of time was worth it with your client, right? Like that. So you're going to waste even more time. So like, yes, it's a lazy business model when it comes to business models, but it's actually like ripe for a lot of problems that a lot of lawyers are dealing with. And they just think, well, this is what I have to deal with.
Yeah. So I think the problem a lot of these hourly guys are dealing with is now with AI coming in. Now I'm finally seeing how I can be more efficient. How do I turn that around to my clients if I'm on a billable model? Are you seeing AI push more people into subscriptions and flat fee models?
I'm seeing it more and more, right? And I've been on this, hill, mountaintop shouting from it since before Gen AI was useful, right? But it's like, it's just one of these things where now the ethical case for AI, the mathematical or the ethical case for subscriptions and the mathematical case for subscriptions, the ability to scale without more hiring, without actually having to do more work, to, divorce time from money conversation. And it's just about the value. Like there's always been benefits. But lately, I'm getting asked to speak or put together a panel or write an article all about how like AI is causing the collapse of the billable hour. And really what it comes down to is like just basic math. Like if I took 10 hours to do this thing and I billed $500, that's $5,000. But now AI makes it take 10 minutes. And so rounding up to the nearest tenth of an hour, that's $100, right? So like, okay, well, raise your rates. Well, what does that look like? Well, the Wall Street Journal recently published an article about the $3,400 an hour rate from like some law firm. I forget which one. If 10 hours is now taking 10 minutes, you're actually going to have to 50x your rate. It's actually going to be $25,000 an hour. And so there will be a tipping point, right? Of like when clients are either not willing to pay it or it becomes an unreasonable, unethical fee. So there's that part of it. And AI is exacerbating that problem, right? But then also, the other problem is you have the lay clients that are not sophisticated and you bill them for 2 hours to review a contract, whatever, or draft a pleading or go to court or, not necessarily go to court because that's one of the things where AI is not really coming for that right away. But let's say it's to review a contract or draft a pleading or something and you bill them 2 hours and then they put it into ChatGPT, hey, draft me this thing. Or whatever AI tool. And it takes it a few seconds. Even if they use deep thinking, it'll take them 5 or 10 minutes, right? Still not 2 hours. So they go, well, why did you bill me for 2 hours when even deep thinking ChatGPT did it in 10 minutes? And we, the sophisticated party, the lawyer, the subject matter expert, we could review that ChatGPT output, which is getting a lot better, by the way. And we could compare it to what we did in 2 hours. And we know that our work product is significantly better. Right. And it not is guaranteed to be, but it's probably going to be better. But the layperson just doesn't know that. Right. So you're getting pressure from the layperson client. Then that for you and me, that's mostly who we're working with. But then if you're an attorney for a sophisticated client, maybe even in-house counsel is your attorney at a larger corporation, they do know how to get better output in 10 minutes from these AI tools. That's actually the same as the 2 hours that you worked on that doc. And so we're getting client pressures regardless of who our clients are. And so because of those things, that's why I've been hearing a lot from bar associations, law firms, attorneys on, hey, what do I do now? And it's subscription. I think subscription is always the best solution, but even like just dipping your toe into any alternative fee is what I would suggest.
Yeah. So it's not just about time, right? Time's only one factor, right? It doesn't matter how much time it took you to do something. It's about the knowledge, right? Is it done right?
Right.
And I think that's what the technology is kind of exposing and showing people. I've had, I'll contrast, what do you call it, a lay client and a sophisticated client. Examples in my world of those are, I have an office in a small town in Arizona called Payson, a little mountain town. I'm probably gonna get in trouble for this, but someone was like, why does it cost so much? You're just replacing it. You're just replacing a few words. It's like, exactly, but I know which ones to replace.
Right.
It's like you're hiring me for the advice. If you think it's about just the cut and paste, we're not a good fit. But if you want someone to guide you through the process and advise you, that's why people would hire me.
Yeah. And those exact situations make me think about a structure of 3-tiered pricing for subscription. And that's another way to solve that overscoping, underscoping problem is, we're going overscope, go up a subscription. We're going underscope, go down a subscription, right? And that could be month to month, quarter to quarter, year to year, whatever, depending on how you set it up. I like the idea of like, yes, there is good, better, best pricing. That works really well in the software industry. In the services-based industry, what works really well with three-tiered pricing is do it yourself, done with you, done for you, right? White glove, high level. You just ping us or let us know, where we have sophisticated tools that we figured out before you even need to let us know. We're just going to do the thing, right? And how you price that is a strategic conversation. But some clients who might say, hey, why are you, I don't, I just want to do the copying and pasting. Can you just give me maybe the resources and the guidance to do it? And that's something that you could set up and you don't really need to change that much. Maybe that's your first tier, low level subscription package, and then let them do it themselves, pay you a lower amount, realize, yeah, I thought it was simple, but maybe I do want human guidance. So I'm going to go up to tier 2. So, so I could talk to you. Right. So let them in, like getting them up the subscription ladder. That's one of the benefits of having a subscription model.
Yeah, I love it. So the way I set up my business is I have a lot of free resources for clients, right? So when they complain about my fees, it's like, okay, here's how you can go do it for free. And then I also have a minimum fee too, because a lot of times, like with estate planning, if they want us to do just like a simple deed or a simple power of attorney, I'd be busy all day just doing little things, so I have to keep a minimum fee.